Hey guys, welcome to the moment that I've been waiting for a long time. This is F1 2016. I'm Joe, if you're new around here, and we are going to be aiming for a 10 season career mode on this game. So, if you didn't see me F1 2015 Hulkenberg career mode, obviously that's on the channel. But hopefully you'll join along for the ride, and let's get into it for the first time. I've literally just loaded it up, and yeah, well, we won't be doing championship season. That's last year. We don't want to do that again. Career mode. Let's get straight into things. So we're not going to do a pro career. We're just going to do a career. We're going to do a custom weekend. Or do we do a full weekend? No, because we don't want to do 100% races. So we'll customize that. I don't know why you can't change the practice, but never mind, we'll stick with that. Oh, hold on. Right, so if we do that and customize that, there we go, we'll get the full practice. Ah, right, so it's all dependent on... Ah, okay. Alright, so we'll stick with that. Full qualifying, and there'll be a qualifying report obviously shortly, but for the moment we'll just do the custom weekend. There we go, and we're going to go for Legend AI because I'm probably not good enough for Ultimate at this present moment, so we'll go Legend. And here's the character creation. So because I pre-ordered the game, I got different helmet designs, but we'll have a look through these. That looks like Pastor Maldonado, very slightly. That looks like Fernando. None of these really look like me, surprisingly. And that guy looks okay. I quite like the look of that guy. It's between them two. But he looks a slightly better looking chap, so we'll go with him. So, helmet design, this is the brand new thing. I got some more custom ones. There we go, the career booster. And they're not particularly good, mind you. So, you know, never mind. I quite like that one if we customize it a little bit. Well, or maybe that. Oh, I like that one a lot. We'll go with that one. And obviously you can change your helmet design a little bit. So that's the base colour. We're going to go for a slightly darker red, sort of that. The detail, I don't know which one that is. Can you rotate your helmet? Doesn't look like it. I can't actually tell what that's changing. Ah, it's changing that, okay. Right, so if we change it to that. We want it white, to be honest with you. So we'll keep it on that, and then like that. That'll do, I guess. You cannot really change it too much. And then the detail, that's that little bit there. We want that totally black. So I'm very surprised I don't have black on this little colour wheel here. It's rather disappointing. We'll stick with like a dark blue, like that. The saturation. Ah, there we go. So that looks completely black now. And to be honest with you, I don't particularly like this this colour here. But we'll keep it. We'll just go with that. I'm sure you'll be able to change it at some point. So we'll select that. We're obviously British. Now our number, I haven't decided on what number to go for. I mean, 8 is my favourite number, but that's obviously not available to us. I don't really want to go with a low number. 10's okay, I guess. I could go with 69, but no, I'll instantly regret it. I'm kind of thinking number 97, because that's the year of my birth, so we'll go with 97. And obviously my name's Joe, so we'll go Joe. That's first name. and Hannard is my second name. There we go. And the abbreviated name will of course just be Han. And if we register with details, there we go. Now then, you guys voted for this. It was between McLaren and Renault, and by quite a margin, I think 19-9 at the time of recording, McLaren Mercedes won. So that is the team that we will be choosing. Fernando Alonso will be our teammate, and let's get into things. There we go. So this is for the first weekend. The race start procedure. Weekend tyre allocation, so here we go. We've got to pick this already. Well, that's balanced. To be honest with you though, I'm going to go softer, because I don't think we'll be using the hards too much. It's a pity you kind of customise it, because I'd like to get rid of maybe one more of those hard tyres, but never mind, we'll stick with that, the softer compounds. Start session, okay. Right, preferences. Now then, race settings. We're going to have formation lap on, corner cutting. Well, we don't want it on strict, we just want it on regular. Safety car on, vehicle simulation, parc fermé rules, yes, off, legend, race starts manual. That sounds good to me. We need the assists changed slightly. We're going to go custom. So braking assist off. Anti-lock brakes off, traction control full, that on corners only, that on 2D, and that. There we go, that sounds good. Weather and daytime, that's fine. And here we go, start session. So I'm wondering what's going to happen here. I don't think we're going to just be thrown straight into the race, are we? Let's hope not. Want to get me bearings on this game, but we're already about 7 minutes into the video, and hopefully you've seen. Oh, I'll shut up a second.
Hi, I'm Emma Jenkins. I'm a specialist in contract law, and I've been brought in to work as your agent. I'll be working to get you the best deal in the boardroom, which means you need to do the best possible job out there on the circuit. When you get new contract offers, either from new teams or an amendment to your existing offer, it'll come through me. I'll also keep you up to date on discussions behind the scenes to change your terms, or any specific goals that the team has set for you. If a contract offer does come through, I'll present to you the available offers, and then you can make the call. I assume that all sounds fine. Well then, good luck this season, and I'll catch you later.
So there we go, that's for Agent Emma. There's our new contract. So welcome to McLaren Honda. We are delighted to have you on board and look forward to working closely with you over the upcoming seasons. You will start as our second driver alongside your teammate Fernando Alonso. We expect you to work together to help develop the car and the team as quickly as possible. Now let's get out there and win some points. Kind regards, Team Management, or Eric Boulier it will be. Obviously the target is to get McLaren back to where they belong, which is at the front of the grid, and on this year's game you can actually develop your car, so we'll hopefully be able to do that within a couple of seasons. So there we go, we'll have a look about. The frame rate seems a little bit choppy. I'm playing on the PS4, but there's a laptop. So laptop introduction. Within the laptop you can manage your career whilst off the track. When you are ready, head to the team garage and start your first practice session. So there we go. So as you can see on the left there, we've got what tyres that are available. We have the weather forecast, dry conditions on the track, new location, welcome to Albert Park, Melbourne, home of the Australian Grand Prix. There's me personal details on the right. I thought it had date of birth for a second and I was thinking I missed it, but 19th of the 8th 2016, that's today. So yeah, driver standing 22nd, hopefully we can improve that, and driver position on the bottom, we'll talk about that a bit later. So here's the tutorials. There seems to be a lot here, but I'm not going to bother with any of this really unless I get stuck. So let's get into practice one, and I'll see you guys once we're there.
Welcome to Melbourne, where the practice session is about to start for this weekend's Australian Grand Prix. The pre-race talking is over. Now it's time for the drivers to show their worth. So Anthony, lots to do of course in these sessions, lots of programs to run. What are you looking for when you jump in the car for free practice?
Well, you have basic checks first of all. You know, is the car working correctly? What are the track conditions like? And you'll be chasing that as the session goes on. Things like that. Then you start getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, and they become more like test sessions where it's all about gathering new data, testing components, tweaking the setup and so on. So there's only so much actual practice that these drivers need. Most of them will be plenty familiar enough with the track layout, either from previous experience or from the simulator.
Right guys, here we are in practice, and I was expecting him to actually say something, but, oh, garage tutorial, here we go.
Formula 1, free practice sessions are a vital part of any Grand Prix weekend. During your F1 career, you'll be able to utilise these sessions to complete practice programs which will help you learn the track and earn you points that can be invested in developing your car.
Okay, good to have you on board. I'm Jeff and I'll be your race engineer. Welcome to the team and to Formula 1. I'm really looking forward to the season. Our system checks are a-okay, so we can get underway whenever you like.
So here we go, we'll look at the setup of the car. There we go, the car settings. We're not going to fiddle with any of this yet. We're going to get the track acclimatization done, and we'll see what we can do. So there's the session info. So there's track acclimatization, tyre management and qualifying pace. I'm going to do one in each session, and I'll show you guys for this first episode exactly what they entail. So there's some team objectives, and there we go. Might as well get into things. Try and do the track acclimatization. But I am going to be very, very quick here and change the controls slightly because I don't actually use the same controls. So I'll see you guys once I've finished that. Right guys, I've completed the controls and that, so hopefully everything's working absolutely fine, and we're getting ready for the first lap in F1 2016, and it's the track acclimatization test, so we're hoping to get purple, which will get us some maximum resource points possible. And well, there seems to be a lot of downforce in this car already, which is good to see. We'll stick it up into rich, why not? We'll give it a proper good go. Oh, this is difficult. Well, we somehow got purple there. Don't know how. Right, nicely down into turn 4, we get a slight lock up, but managed to hold the line quite well. A little bit slower through there than I would have liked. But yeah, it seems quite nice at the front, this car. Just a little bit of understeer, but overall the turning is quite good. I'll come down into a very, very tricky corner here. Do very well there. Here we go. You can actually fiddle around with the camera view, like sort of the zoom and things and its position, which is a very, very cool feature actually. It's not something anybody's talked about yet. Oh dear, got red there. Oh, completely lost that turn in. And Sector 3 has always been a bit of a weakness of mine in Australia. But I seem to be doing okay so far. This turn very, very difficult. Another lock up. And we come around the final turn. DRS enabled. Here we come. And it looks like we've got a decent score here. There we go. We need 470 to get the purple. Oh dear. Totally missed that apex. But we'll continue. I don't think we're going to get 480 this time. Oh, we haven't enabled the DRS. So I'll see you guys once we get round once again. So here we are guys, coming around the final turn. We did miss a couple of more little places. So we're not going to get anywhere near the actual total. But we've got one more lap to do it. well, we hit it. Don't know how, but here we go. Hamilton well quicker than us at the moment. We are slowest, but we are on the prime tyres. Remember, we did just clip that. Very, very fortunate indeed. And here we go. Purple again. We come round through the first sector. We've missed that. Here we go. How we're doing? Just went over 200, sorry. I don't think we're going to quite do this. A few lockups here and there costing us. This was the turn that absolutely got us last time. And here we go. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of an interruption, but we'll keep going. And here we are. We did obviously miss a gate, and we've had a couple of greens, so I don't think we're going to quite do it. We're not going to maximise on the first time out, but I think a positive showing from this McLaren car. We come through the final turn. I think we're just going to miss out here, which is a shame. There we go, 450. But we get our first bits of, data, I guess, from this weekend. And yeah, that's the track acclimatization. I'll see you guys in P2, or no, I'll see you guys at the end of P1 to see where we end up, and then we'll go into the qualifying run. So see you guys then.
All the cars are now over the line. Your top three again are Rosberg, Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action soon.
Right guys, we've finished a P1, but we're not in P1, which is not very good. We're finished in P16 on the super soft tyres as well. I was really struggling out there. I experimented with a few different setups, but I don't think any of them really suited the car too well. It's got a lot of understeer, which is not what you want really. Obviously we've got Hulkenberg beneath us, which is unrealistic. He's a very fast car, and with people getting onto the faster tyre in P2, it's going to be, or FP2, it's going to be rather difficult, I think, this weekend, but we'll try our best, and we'll advance to practice 2 now, and we'll do the tyre management test. So if you guys aren't aware, obviously that's something where, well, a session where we test out how far the tyres can go. But first, we've got an introduction to resource points. Resource points provide you with a way to allocate funding to specific areas of developments. Spending your resource points is key to improving the car and the team's overall performance. You'll gain the majority of your resource points from successfully completing practice programs, with additional points gained for putting in a strong performance in both qualifying and race sessions. The team have allocated you 525 resource points to help kick off development, so that's good news. We've got quite a few points from this. There you go, 640 we've got now. And I think this guy's called Chris.
Hi. Good to meet you at last. My name's Chris, and I'll be working with you as your Chief of Vehicle Development. It'll be my job to get your feedback as a driver and to direct our upgrade design in the areas that you feel are most lacking. At each Grand Prix, we can run a series of practice programs and log the performance of the car as you drive it at its limit. This gives us data that we can utilize to develop various performance improvements. In order for me to know which upgrades to prioritize, I'll need you to select a development area that you'd like us to focus on. And you can do that in the R&D section of your laptop. Anyway, that's all for now, but I'll keep you up to date, okay? I'll see you soon.
So that's Chris, we're R&D engineer. And we've been introduced a lot now. So what does triangle do? He just kind of looks down at his stuff, doesn't he? But looking around, there's definitely a bit of frame rate issue. I don't think that's on my end. I think that's with the game itself. Open the laptop. There's the research and development program. Obviously, we're going to want to be doing engine upgrades as McLaren Honda. For some reason, Force India are behind Toro Rosso and well behind Williams, whereas in real life they definitely aren't. Red Bull are on par with Ferrari as well, and Sauber definitely behind Manor. But there you go, you can see that we can actually select upgrades, but we'll only be doing that at the end of Grand Prix, and we'll do a couple of them, and I think they'll take a little bit of time to actually install. But we've got a trophy room now, so hopefully we'll be able to fill that up by the end of the game. And yeah, we're going to go to practice 2 and see what's what, so I'll see you guys. Oh, well, we're already here. I wasn't expecting that. That was very, very quick loading times. This is the setup. Obviously, we've used those 2 tyres already. We've used the mediums, but we're going to test out the softs today. This is the setup so far. It's not great at the moment, but we'll stick with it. We're going to move the tyre pressures back up slightly. We're going to also
slow in, fast out, smooth on the power.
We're also going to quickly change this about just a little bit. Gonna just do that. We'll keep everything as it is for now, and we'll get in to practice 2, and we're going to do the tyre management test. So the tyre management is a crucial part of Formula 1. Understand how your driving style affects the lifespan of your tyres is every bit as important as setting the fast lap times. During the tyre management program, you can minimise tyre degradation by being as gentle as possible on steering, throttle and brakes. You can also further extend the tyre life by lifting off the throttle and coasting through high speed and heavy traction corners. So here we go, let's see what it's all about. On the soft tyres, 7 laps is our target, and yeah, I'll show you the first lap and probably update you on the last lap. So here we go, flying lap, and let's get ready for it. Looking forward to this, testing out how smooth I am. I haven't been so smooth on this year's game so far. It's not a very different handling model, but it's difficult to get the car turned in, especially on a pad. And there you go, already running wide into the final turn. And here we go, onto the flying lap. We are going to just put lean mix on to minimise wheel spin as much as possible. And here we go. But apparently we're going too slow for the target lap time, so we're going to have to bump this up to Rich to try and get back into this, because we have to set the correct target lap time as well. Slight lock up there, but we're still in purple, which is what I want. We do seem to be a little bit smooth at the moment in the high traction zone though. We lost a little bit of tyre wear. Now breaking into this turn, nice and easy through there. We're still in green, which is good, but we've dropped below the target time again. Just trying to be that little extra bit careful on the tyres. Looks like it's going to be close whether we can get that target lap time. Tyre management not going well in this lap, to be honest with you. We're not matching the target lap time, and we're heading towards the red in terms of tyre wear, which is really not good at all. This final turn, well, I think we should have probably lost there for hitting the grass, but we're going to be 3/10 off the time anyway. Really struggling at the moment. So here we come through. It's going to be a 31.3 invalidated lap time. So this time, how we're going to do? Started with red, which is not what we want. We're hitting the target lap time this time though. Didn't have the DRS active there, which could cost us in the end. but
If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
well, look at that turn, and oh,
What happened? Let me know.
well, what has happened in practice too here? Let's have a look at this on the replay. Just coming round. This is the outside camera. We go a little bit wide into this turn, hit the curb, spin out, and well, we're into the wall. And that's our practice over, I'm afraid. So practice 2 already gone. And there we are there. Really not happy with ourselves.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top 3. Rosberg, Vettel and Carlos Sainz. That concludes an interesting practice session. Let's hope for more excitement as the weekend unfolds.
So we finished bottom, naturally, on that one time. But, yeah, very, very disappointed with that. And we're going to have to do a lot more work in P3 now. And, yeah, I'll see you guys when we get around to it. Well, we've done it again, guys. We crashed out. Have a look at this. We just lost it through the high-speed turn, went a little bit wide, kind of lost it, and straight into the wall. And that's the end of practice 3 session. I was trying to do the tyre management again, and got to the last lap, and yet again we've failed. So 2 retirements, really not good whatsoever. And yeah, we haven't got much knowledge going into the qualifying session. We'll have a look at the standings here. I think I'm going to change my name actually.
Interesting practice session there.
Depend on
Let's remind ourselves of the top 3. Hamilton, Kvyat, and
if I remember or not.
Thank you for joining us for free practice
Into
today.
capitals.
We'll be back with more
But there you go, Lewis Hamilton topping the session. I assume we're bottom. Yep. So 130.4 on the medium tyre, probably looking at maybe a 1 or 2 second improvement on the super softs. So we're hoping to get through to Q2, but yeah, that is where practice is going to end, and I'm going to hand over to the qualifying report now with Joe.
Guess who made the gossip columns this morning? Everyone's talking about this new rival you have. Check his stats out.
Well guys, introduction of driver rivalry. It's a head-to-head battle across multiple race weekends between you and another driver. Comparison data is tracked and compared after each qualifying and race session. Winning the rivalry awards you kudos within the team. So that is Fernando Alonso. He's our driver, and there you go. So go on, listen a voicemail.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
So there we go, we want to qualify in 13th or higher and beat Fernando Alonso, so that's going to be difficult, but we'll try our best and try and get that. So, qualifying report coming up very, very shortly with Joe. Qualifying today took place at Albert Park, and well, what a start of the season, straight away in Q1 for McLaren debutant Joe Hannard with his final lap in the final few seconds to displace Felipe Nasser for Q2 and get himself into 14th. So along with Nasser went Gutierrez, Ericsson, Palmer, Haryanto and Pascal Wehrlein. Into Q2, Joe Hannard couldn't repeat what he did in Q1, and with this lockup down into turn 3, he couldn't continue and therefore finished in 16th. But what about Danny Kvyat? He went out and produced an absolute stonking lap at the death to displace Sergio Perez, the Mexican, for Force India, and he got himself into the top 10 and would go on to qualify 8th. So going out, Perez, Grosjean, Alonso, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, and debutant Joe Hannard. So you were expecting Hamilton and Rosberg to battle it out, and well, Daniel Ricciardo was a surprise contender, and he was going purple going into these final couple of corners, but going into the final turn he went wide, he got himself out onto the curb, slipping and sliding as he opened the DRS, and he could only manage 6th, 9/10 off pole, and nearly half a second off Max Verstappen, and that left Lewis Hamilton to come through and take pole position for the Australian Grand Prix.
They say that even a second is an eternity in Formula One, so going 4 winter months with no racing at all has seemed a very long time indeed. We're back though in Melbourne, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver, former F1 competitor, man who was world champion once upon a time as well, and an all-round top chap. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, the first time racing these cars. So what are the big questions that need to be answered here, in your view?
First of all, Crofty, and thanks for the glowing introduction, I just want to say it's a real privilege to be here, and I can't wait to see what this competitive field has in store for us this season. Now, to answer your question, obviously there's the question of performance in race trim, but really this is going to be all about reliability. It's the first Grand Prix of the season, don't forget. You're pushing all your new components to their limits. Formula One cars are full of very sophisticated but also very sensitive technology. So the most important thing today is to get to the end of the race, keep everything in good condition, and try to stay out of trouble while you're at it.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Kimi Raikkonen and Ricciardo, Bottas, Kvyat, Massa and Carlos Sainz, Perez, Grosjean, Fernando Alonso and Magnussen, Hülkenberg and a McLaren, Felipe Nasser and Esteban Gutierrez, Ericsson and Palmer, Rio Haryanto and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right guys, here we are for our first race of the season. 50% races. Lewis Hamilton took pole. We made a mistake on our qualifying lap, unfortunately, and that meant we qualified down in 16th. I think we had the pace to maybe sneak into the top 10, but it would have been very, very difficult. We had decent pace in Q1, only a couple of tenths behind Fernando. But let's have a look at the race strategy. Something new for this year. It's going to be sunny all race. The high tyre management, soft and then hard. That's a one-stop race, and that's going to be very, very difficult to execute. I think more likely is this strategy here. So I think we're going to start on the soft tyres, but we're going to add a stint. And well, can you remove a stint? Yes, you can. And then we're going to go on to the super softs, and then possibly the super softs again. I think that seems just about right. We'll bring that for, or maybe do we go softs at the end? Obviously we can change all, oh, we don't have any more softs at the end anyway, so I mean mediums would take us all the way to the end, but it's whether we want to. And 18, so if we stretch that out just a little bit and move that there, yeah, we want to be doing 129s towards the end of each stint. Yeah, a little bit of obviously tyre management is going to be required, but we'll work it out as and when, and we'll see what we do. So here we go. Let's see what we do, and let's start the race. Formation lap to begin with. So we have to hold that. We have to hold the revs, and that seems like a good rev. And then we release the clutch and we're away. That wasn't the greatest of starts, but
So let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up
you see we're in full control of our car here. Want to make sure that everything is up to temperature, tyres, brakes, and everything should be good. So we'll keep an eye on those temperatures on the right. The formation lap, I mean, we could spend time talking about real life Formula 1, but wow, we lost control there, and we're going to be taking off the formation lap, I think. I don't think, are we going to get the opportunity to get back here? I'm not sure. We're in a bit of a pickle, but wow, I don't know what happened there. So can we catch up? Looks like we're allowed to. I guess that's what would happen in real life, so that's what they've done here. It lets us push a little bit, see where the limits of the car are. Well, that's a little bit embarrassing on our first formation lap that we managed to mess it up, and with Grand Prix debut as well. Very, very embarrassing. Obviously we can't talk to an engineer on the formation lap in real life, so we're not going to do that here. We are catching up to the pack quite nicely. Here we go. Obviously the top 10 will be on super softs. Lewis Hamilton on pole today, Nico Rosberg in second, so that seems about right. We'll head past Wehrlein, Rio Haryanto as well, and I think, well, we were in 16th place, weren't we, so we need to make it past a few more cars just before we start the race. If we can, we're going to go up the inside of Palmer. Doesn't look like we're quite going to make it back into a position, so here we go. Perform grid for the race start. Here we go. I'm quite nervous about this manual start. Hopefully we can get a good one. We're just going to take our position, goes through Ericsson there, and goes through Gutierrez, and we take P16, and come on, let's make this McLaren Return to Glory a good one.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
Here we go. Engaging the clutch, getting the RPM. Lights out and away we go here in Australia. A decent start for us there, not great reactions, but we seem to have the same as everybody around us. We're going to take it nice and cautiously into turn 1. There was a bit of a gap up the inside and we're up into P13 already, and now we're bearing down on my teammate and Carlos Sainz in 12th and 11th respectively. A decent start there. Fernando Alonso very, very slow into turn 3, and we manage to make the move, but we're just going to let him down way inside again. We don't want to really risk it in this first race. We just want to get a nice solid start, and we nearly lose it there where we lost it in practice a couple of times, but yeah, we're doing okay so far. We're targeted as 15th in this Grand Prix, and we're beating that at the moment, but remember, we certainly need to look after our tyres in this race if we want the softer sort of strategy to work out. We're going to move up to rich mix if we can. It's very, very awkward on this game to do that, and that is something that I think Codemasters should look at, bringing back the sort of up thing for rich, because it is very difficult to drive and do that at the same time. But here we are, first lap. Seems a little bit pedestrian from the rest of the grid as well, but we managed to get ourselves up into 13th position and sticking with these guys in front. We're going to have a cheeky little look at Fernando Alonso into virtually the final turn before we head onto the pit straight, and we managed to make it stick, and we're in 12th position. Can we keep up with Sergio Perez in 11th and maybe battle for some points in this first race? A little bit wide into turn 1. Fernando Alonso right on the back of us now. and we're going to have a quick look. He's having a look down the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Well, we're just going to give him the room, but we managed to hold it around the outside, and I think it's Valtteri Bottas holding all these guys up in front, but we're managing to stick with Sergio Perez. I'm not sure we'll be able to do that all race. We've set purple first sector, which is probably normal at this stage of the race, because obviously it's only the second lap, so we can't get too excited by that. Wow, massive lock up there. We nearly went into the back of Sergio Perez, which wouldn't have been great, but let's just settle down in this position, try and hold off Fernando Alonso, have a bit of fun, and we'll see what happens. Obviously safety cars in this game, so we could potentially have to contend with one of them, but yeah, pretty exciting start to the career mode, which is very, very good indeed. A little bit wide there, and we're going to move back down to standard, because I do want to manage this race quite well. Fernando Alonso having a look down way inside. We're going to try and hold it round the outside, and that'll give us the inside line into here. Battling with our teammate already in round one, and well, that was not too bad. And look at this battle up ahead. We're going to go around the outside of Perez and Dani Kvyat, and we're into the points. 10th place. Decent moves there already, and remember, we're on the softer tyres. The soft tyres, which are the harder compound compared to the people in front of us, so we have a strategic advantage at the moment. So P10, lap 3, that is what I'm talking about.
Right, coming at the end of this lap.
We're going to box this lap because the soft tyres have gone off just a little bit in the last couple of laps, and it's not great. So we're going to come in, we're going to see what we can do, and obviously we have to get right down to 37 miles an hour, and we're in. Not the best pit entry, but that stint, it was okay. We were holding a consistent pace to Perez. We actually led the race for a little bit, while the other, leaders were in on the pit stop. So we'll hold them with pace well, and we're going to try and exploit these super soft tyres to the best of their ability and see what we can do. So we come straight out, which is good, and we're away, and we've got DRS from Max Verstappen, who did just overtake us, but we're right at the rear of the field. But do not despair, we are probably the first of the soft tyre runners to pit. So here we go, let's try and do our best till the end of this Grand Prix. We're going to look after these super softs and then push towards the end of the Grand Prix. So we've caught up to this little group already, which is quite good. We should pass quite a few of them fairly quickly, so we've moved up to Rich.
Let's see if we can use DRS to pass him.
Just to make sure that we can get past these guys without any trouble. Dani Kvyat was a guy that was in and around us, so we'll have to remember that. We were ahead of him, remember, on track, and I think he must have pitted since then because he was on the super soft tyres. So this is to take back the position we've obviously lost through the pit stops, and we're out.
Are you okay? That was a big...
Whoa! What has happened there? I was not expecting this. Let's have a look as we come round. Oh, well. Made the slightest bit of contact, and that is what simulation damage is. And just like on F1 2015, we retire from our first race. I can't believe it. We're setting up nicely for some points in that race. And well, we have completely ruined it there. Ah, I'm gutted about that. I really am. Ah. And there you go, Toto Wolff celebrating, so Mercedes must have won.
And I have to wonder, David, Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here?
Nico Rosberg wins the Grand Prix.
You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each...
I'm just in disbelief at how easily that tyre came off. That is very realistic. I'm very impressed by that, actually. Esteban Gutierrez finishing 13th.
Without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
Don't know why that was significant. But there they go. Verstappen, Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. The podium in Australia.
And it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today.
There he is. Nico Rosberg lifting the trophy. He'll be very pleased about that. But I'm absolutely gutted about that. I really am. I think we could have got some points. And we're standing within the team isn't going to improve with that.
It's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Nico Rosberg takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, I think it has to be Fernando Alonso. He got the strategy spot on and consistently had the pace to come through as well.
On to the constructors then. Mercedes moved to the top.
So I'm just going to talk over David here because he's just talking nonsense. But Fernando Alonso, driver of the day, 7th place with teammate, really showing us up. 6 points in the bag for him already. He had the one-stop strategy as well. And if we look down, obviously Danny Kvyat, the guy that was just in front of us, he 3-stopped, so I don't know if we damaged his car at all, but there we are, down in 22nd place. Oh, that's really annoying actually. Nico Rosberg winning from Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Sebastian Vettel in 4th place, Kimi Räikkönen in 5th, Daniel Ricciardo 6th, as mentioned before, Fernando Alonso in 7th, Carlos Sainz there in 8th, Perez 9th, and Romain Grosjean completes the top 10. So that is where we're going to leave it. We'll just advance in case there's anything that we've missed. We'll have a little look at what happens after the race. I'm assuming the team aren't going to be very happy with us, but we're hoping for a better result next time out in Bahrain. And there we go. We've got some more resource points, which we'll certainly spend at the start of next episode. Fernando Alonso will win every single one, I would imagine. We had the fastest Sector 3, surprisingly. He had the fastest lap though, but 12.5 down in the rivalry in a race to 30, so we're going to have to definitely try and come back at him in Bahrain. So we'll continue that. That's where standing within the team. We're probably going to go down to 0 here. Yep, we're down to 0 already after the first race, so it's going to be come back in Bahrain in the next episode. So, introduction to career score. Career score is raised by performing well on the track, increasing in line with AI difficulty and assist settings. You can compare your score with that of your friends to see who has the current bragging rights. There we go. 31 laps we've driven already, which is quite impressive. We've got a decent score, 3,449. Let us know what you guys get in the first Grand Prix down below in the comments. So, that is going to be the end of this first episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like down below if you did. Obviously you don't have to, but it'll mean a lot to me. And it'll really help out the channel. Share it to all of your friends. I really want this series to do well on the channel. I've done a lot of planning for it. Hopefully you like the new additions to the series. And yeah, let us know your thoughts down below. Very, very sorry about the result, but I promise I will finish the next race as long as I can. So yeah, make sure you leave a like, comment, share, favourite, whatever you like. Stick it on Twitter. I really, really want this series to do well. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you later, probably tomorrow, for episode 2. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.